This is a really badly drawn dog. It looks like a pig. It's a pig dog. It's a pog.
I like your pog. Do you remember pogs?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, I remember pogs. I don't know where they all went, but I had so many. I'm sure they were in the great attic of hoarding.
We shall never speak of that place again.
Why?
Because it was an awful place. I'm glad it's gone.
It's not really gone.
Yes,
It
it
just lives on in my heart,
is. Better not.
like my traumatic childhood. Hey, I thought this was supposed to be a Mother's Day episode.
It is a Mother's Day episode. So ages ago, my mom asked me to make her a tattoo design, and the only thing she gave me to go on was that she wanted it to be organic. So I kind of ran with that and just drew whatever came to mind and put some things in there that I thought looked cool. And then years later, Aaron and I worked together on making another one for a Christmas present. So this year for Mother's Day, I thought the two of us could get together and draw something really nice for all the moms in our lives while we entertain you while talking about moms. So, please enjoy.
Tell me about your mom.
My mom's awesome.
Yeah, I know.
I'll tell you one cool
Your
thing about
mama.
my mom is that literally anything happens, like anything at all, and I need something, I can call my mom and she's there.
Yeah, my mom too. Even though she's in like another state, I mean, I could still text her and be like, hey mom, there's like this food has some green stuff on it. Is it still safe to eat? What do you think I should do? Should I just cut the green stuff off and cook it? Is it safe?
Do you have any funny stories about your mom?
Funny stories about my mom. Like well, this isn't really about my mom. It's a story that my mom tells about me. And no, it's not the one where I looked like E.T. when I was born. That I just looked like E.T. when I was born. But no, when I was like 2 years old, my mom was watering the garden, and she put the hose down for like 2 seconds. And when she looked back, I had been trying to drink out of the hose, so I stuck the whole thing in my mouth, and the water was just like spraying out of my nose.
Ew.
Yeah, I have no memory of that occasion, but apparently my mom was horrified. I'm sorry for scaring you with my hose nose, Mom. Tell me about a story about your mom.
Well, she would bake a lot, man.
Tell me this story.
Do you know what I'm about to say?
Maybe. Go on.
My mom loved to bake. She's
Yes,
an
and
excellent.
she's good at it.
She's very good at
She
it.
made the cake for our wedding.
She
It was
did.
steampunk as fuck.
I remember this one time she was making cookies, and I saw her making cookies, and I wanted some of that cookie dough, and I was like, that cookie dough is so good. But she didn't let me have any because it had rye eggs in it, which is,
Yeah.
that's a good thing to do because, moms aren't supposed to let you eat things that are bad for you. But
Moms
I
aren't
really,
supposed to give their kids salmonella.
right. But I really wanted that that cookie dough.
Forbidden cookie
And
dough.
then so she had this big batch of cookie dough, and she was about to start, balling them up and put them in the oven. And I went and I snuck in the kitchen and I grabbed a spoon while she wasn't looking, wandered off, and then, she went back to baking. And then every once in a while she would turn her back and I'd like run in, grab a spoonful of cookie dough and then run out. And I did that like 4 or 5 times, and she was like, I don't know, like 12 cookies short of like the full recipe. And she was just like, that's not right.
She didn't like know right away. She didn't have like that sixth sense.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think she ever like outright called me out on it, but I think she knew where the cookie dough was going. But
Yeah.
she never actually like outright called me out on it. I don't know if that's because maybe she thought it was funny. I don't know. Maybe she didn't know I was stealing the cookie dough. But
Maybe she thought it would be a valuable learning experience, getting salmonella and all that.
I didn't get salmonella. I was
That's
fine.
good.
Did your mom ever read to you?
Oh yeah. We loved reading stories together, and we used to go to the library a lot. We would like go out on nature walks and go to the pond near our house and go to the Natural History Museum. I loved that place. They had like taxidermy animals and they had seashells, and when I was little I wanted to be a scientist. That was like my first dream job, like a biologist or a zoologist maybe, or
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
That's
I
pretty
loved
cool.
nature and I loved animals, but like then I got to school and I figured out I was really bad at math and not
You are
so
not-
good at science
You're not
either.
that bad at math.
I'm pretty bad at math. And then when I was in 3rd grade, I was like, you know what? I like to write stories. I want to be a writer. And we all know how that turned out. But anyway, what did you and your mom like to do together?
Actually, you know what? I think she was the one that got me into drawing.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh
so
yeah, she's good at painting.
when we were little, when I was really little, like really little, my mom used to draw these little cartoons. She liked to draw like little flowers, and
Oh,
she drew this little frog, just a cute little cartoon frog, and she would draw it all the time.
that's
At least I think she
adorable.
did. And at one point, I saw her drawing it, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." So I figured I'd try to draw the same frog, and she was all like super impressed when I drew it.
You know, my mom and I used to draw, like, from the time that I was like 2 or 3 years old, maybe even a little bit younger. We would get paper, like sheets of paper, and we'd tape them up on the big sliding glass door, and we'd just like draw things on the paper, and we would like draw shapes, but then we make like people out of shapes. So we have like the triangle family, and the circle family, and the square family.
That's really cool.
Yeah. My mom actually drew a lot of little frogs on things too, like your mom. In my case, it was because, like, when we moved to the town where I grew up, we started finding these, like, frogs and toads in the backyard. And I guess because I was interested in them, my mom started drawing them for me. So now she still, like, draws little like, cartoon frogs sometimes when she leaves me a note or something.
That's cute.
Yeah. I think my mom is very creative. Just like she just likes to do things that are creative, you know, jewelry making and crafts and stuff. She taught me how to crochet a few years ago and how to knit when I was a teenager.
Well, I definitely think my lack of ability to focus on any one thing I probably got from my mom. 'Cause
Oh,
she
really?
does a little bit of everything.
That's cool though.
And she's constantly learning how to do new things. And
Okay, so when I was like really little, she used to do this thing that she called the pirate, and it was basically like she would make treasure maps for me and hide something in the house, but she would say that there was a pirate who made the maps and left the treasure, and then I would find the treasure in the house, and it
that's
would
so
usually
sweet.
be when I woke yeah, it would usually be when I woke up first thing in the morning. I'd like, the pirate was here last night and left you a treasure map.
Do you know my mom used to ride around South Shore of Montreal with me on the back of her bicycle? Apparently, it would put me to sleep. Could be part of the reason why I love bikes so much. She said if I was ever being fussy, she'd just throw me on the back of her bike and ride around, and within a couple minutes, I'd be out.
Oh, you know what's really cool about my mom? She loved playing video games. Like during the Atari and NES era, she was like pro at it. Like one of her first favorite games was Adventure on the Atari. She played it so much that she actually found the secret Easter egg in Adventure without knowing that it was there beforehand. Like she just discovered it from playing so much. Oh, one time I got in big trouble because I was painting by myself, and I used to have these my dad was this was like when I was like 2 or 3, maybe 4 years old. I had these pink overalls that I would wear, and since pink was close to red, I would pretend that I was Mario in pink overalls. And then one day I was like, well, I want to be Luigi now, but I don't have green overalls.
Oh no.
So I asked my mom for some paint. And the next time she looked, I was trying to paint my overalls green so that I could be Luigi.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it wasn't awesome at the time. I think I think I got the paint taken away from me. But in retrospect, it's pretty funny. Funnier than the time that I scribbled on the TV with blue and green crayon because blue and green go together. Just they don't go on the TV, but
Kind of like how peanut butter sandwiches kind of fit in a VCR, but that's not where they go.
I mean, you weren't wrong.
No, I mean it was literally the exact same shape. I'm like, this is where that goes. They played a square peg round hole game.
But that wasn't a round hole. That was a peanut butter sandwich sized hole.
It wasn't exactly peanut butter. I mean, that's the profile of a peanut butter sandwich is basically the shape of a VHS tape.
Who among us has not put a sandwich in the VCR?
I'm imagining most people probably.